Hey everyone, this is Stevie Richards. Welcome to episode 28 of the Big Fitness Show. I'm joined by the person that refuses to do the introduction until at least episode 29, Big Mike Burns. How you doing, Mike?
I'm good, buddy. How are you? Yeah, you threw me off. You suggested it right before we started recording that I do the intro, and I just kind of got all like giddy and flustered. I don't know why, but I did.
There's
So
nobody here. You wrestle in front of people all the
I
time.
know.
You cut promos. You're in a movie. You're in a movie.
I know. It doesn't make any sense. I think it was just putting me on the spot, and I got all flustered, but it's okay.
Oh, I had that. We had our pre-production meeting for about an hour. I had it in my mind. I can't wait. I was waiting right up to the last second to do it. But this is episode number 28. Mike will definitely be introducing us on episode 29. The reason why I said it is because I want to say, first and foremost, Mike, thank you so much for pulling pretty much 100% of the weight with switching everything over to the Big Fitness Show YouTube channel. Everybody out there, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Click the bell to get notified. Comment on these videos. We have full episodes, clips, shorts. It's literally 7 days a week of more digestible content. If you think the full episodes are too long, Mike is doing an incredible job. And of course, sharing his workflow with me and making it a very, very professional production. But go there. But Mike has been carrying the entire workload since the wrestling analysis channel has kind of taken up a lot of time over the past 4 to 5 weeks. So thank you very much, Mike. And thank him. Send Mike a message. Big Mike Burns at gmail.com or the big fitness show at gmail.com.
The Big Fitness Show at gmail.com. Yep.
Yes.
No, and I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I told you that it's your wrestling analysis channel is taken off, and I need you to focus on that because I think you're really onto something there. So the least I could do is handle the Big Fitness Show workload. And to your point, yes, we are putting out 7 days a week of content. So there's going to be something coming out pretty much every single day. We'll have the full episode, and then we'll do a couple clips from the full episode, and then a couple shorts to just try to help people, try to give some fun content to keep people engaged and keep bringing some value to everybody that is checking out the Big Fitness Show. So if you would, please subscribe. If you're seeing this, please subscribe to the Big Fitness Show channel to help us, just kind of spread the mission of what we're doing here. It'd be great.
And if I haven't spread Mike thin enough yet, we have some exciting stuff coming up where we will be doing another one of our passions. We're going to be presenting content, maybe not on such a frequent basis as the Big Fitness Show or the wrestling analysis or Big Mike Burns as well. Big Mike Burns, check that out on YouTube. Great stuff for supplements. And you're going to start adding some CrossFit stuff, dedicated playlist on that YouTube channel as well.
Yep. So we definitely got plenty of stuff coming. The Big Mike Burns channel. If you want to subscribe, please do. I would love it. But if not, no big deal. It's totally cool.
No, I mean, it is a big deal to me. You should definitely do it. And all those links are in the description on Spotify, all the major podcast platforms, as well as the Big Fitness Show YouTube channel. If my voice seems real raspy, what saved me, well, maybe might not have saved me with all the death threats I was getting for the Nia Jax video, but I took one of these before. These are soft cough drops that voiceover or throat drops that voiceover people use. And this is
cool.
Fine Brothers on Amazon. Dude, you heard I was fired up for like 11, 12 minutes in that video, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't losing my voice. And I took one of these before I recorded, and I'm actually going to take one right now. Well, I shouldn't. It'll probably create noise. But these things are like $8, which is expensive per bag. But man, they work. Every voiceover artist that my wife and I know, this is like the go-to before they audition or before they perform.
Cool.
It's pretty good stuff.
Cool. I'm gonna have to get some of those and try them. Very cool. And speaking of voiceover and sound of the voice, for those of you watching, and just to kind of continue the running tally of microphones, and Stevie, he has another new microphone this week.
Most of the reason why I'm going to start the other channel, right?
I think this is definitely like number 6 or 7 for 28 episodes of the Big Fitness Show. It's pretty cool. What mic are you using right now? Just to give everybody
this is the new Rode Pod mic. I actually got a new interface too, the Streamer X from Rode. And it's, well, outside of the fact that I didn't know how to use the software because I couldn't hear you for a good 5-10 minutes. It's pretty excellent. And the fact that we talked about workflows on the Streamer X, I can switch from this to the wireless Go 2 if I have to go up to the board and switch over, and we can really step up the production and make it pretty insane. So
Very cool.
I'm a big fan of Rode products. I'm also a big fan of your Audio Technica ATR 2100, which I would recommend that as the beginner podcasting microphone, but still one that you sound great on it. And
Yeah.
most people can make that their lifetime podcasting microphone. So there's a
Yeah.
little preview of the new content
Yeah.
coming that I stretch Mike then. I hope
Yeah.
you get to see your family.
It's all good, man. It's all good. No worries. So, okay. So as far as the big fitness show goes, today's episode, we are talking about getting started on your fitness journey. That is something that I know Stevie and I are very passionate about helping people getting started, because sometimes a lot of people don't know where to get started on it. And when you've been in that journey, you've been in the fitness world for a very long time, you start to get into the weeds of how to optimize and all this kind of stuff. And there's this big push right now in the fitness world. Everybody's talking about biohacking and doing cold plunges and saunas and all this kind of stuff. And that's all great. I mean, it's all great stuff. But if you don't know how to get started, then none of the rest of that stuff really matters. And so I think something that's really important is talking about how to get started, how to engage if you haven't done it, when's a good time to get started, what you should do to get started. There's just so much that comes around it of how to really jump off on your fitness journey. And so I'll ask you, Stevie, what's the first, if you're, well, I guess let's back it all the way up just to give kind of a quick history lesson. How did you get started in the world of fitness? Like what, go all the way back to your teenage years. How did you get started in fitness?
It was a pretty cool time, and I had to earn my right to actually work out in the police athletic gym in Philadelphia. Let me explain that. These guys were old school guys, and you've probably run into those in the CrossFit, space and all that stuff, where you kind of have to earn your place in a way or earn certain things.
Hmm.
And especially as like a 15-year-old kid just walking in and not knowing that it could be a dangerous place where I could get injured. These guys kind of took me under their wing and taught me stuff, but I had to kind of pay my dues, get them water, do this, clean up some of the stuff in the gym, do things like that. And they exchanged that for knowledge. So
Hmm.
me being humbled and be able to be like, I know I'm the kid, and these are grown men and cops, firefighters, boxers, but they're willing to give me little bits of knowledge. And I think in a way that prepared me for pro wrestling too, to say, okay, I'm a kid amongst men. So
Mm-hmm.
I already had that interaction. So the Police Athletic League had Galling Clearfield in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So everybody's listening who said, was that the kid who always shadowed everybody and got his water and everything? Yep, that's Michael Manna. That's him. But that's how I got started. And then I really didn't even learn how to truly work out or take my fitness journey seriously until I was with the BWO and ECW. And I said, oh, wait, I'm heading to the main event thing. I got to get in shape. There was no sense of urgency up until then. Working out was like kind of a fun thing and this and that. And then, you know, I went back to that beginning of, well, this is a privilege to be able to work out and be healthy enough to do this. I should take it seriously and honor these guys who taught me all these basics and the foundation. So just a long story short on that. But yeah, it was a lot similar to how I broke into the wrestling business and paid my dues.
Yeah,
What
that's
about
cool.
you?
Yeah, that's cool. That's the paying your dues in the gym. I was not something that I had to do. I mean, I started my fitness journey really kicked off in high school, I would say, was where I got kind of introduced to it a little bit through sports. But it wasn't a truly super formal thing. Like we would have the weight room but it wasn't mandatory because I lived in a rural community. And so it wasn't like you were in town and you could just get to the gym real quick. You had to go, and after school they would, you could stick around and train or whatever, but it wasn't something that was super well thought out. There wasn't like a regimen to it. It was just, hey, let's get together and lift and whatever. And so high school was where I got introduced to lifting weights. My dad always had weights at home, and so there was stuff at home, but it was never. My dad didn't push it on us. We could go play with it once in a while if we wanted to, but it was never anything that was super crazy. And I was just naturally big and athletic, so had success without really training too hard. You know, looking back on it, I wish I would have lifted weights way more when I was in high school, because I would have been even better than I was as an athlete. But it was college for me that really introduced weightlifting and working out and training, because I was a Division I athlete at Western Illinois. I was a track and field athlete, so I was a thrower. We would have weight room every day, 5 days a week. We'd be in the weight room at 6 a.m. We'd have to get up and go before classes started. We would train, and then we would go to class and whatever. And that's where I really got, like where I really cut my teeth on understanding training, uh, periodization of training, scaling of training, training for events, training for to peak at a certain time, and really got introduced to that. It's where I got introduced to Olympic weightlifting, which is something that I love doing, that has become very popular now because of CrossFit. A lot of it is. And so that really for me was college. Coach Ross and track and field is what introduced me and how I really got started on my fitness journey, for sure.
Very cool. Yeah, I remember guys' names too. We never forget those guys,
Yeah.
like Billy Hunter. I think he was a cop, and he was really kind to me. Then there was a guy, Mark. After that, when I actually went to local Philadelphia gyms that would pick me up, because when you're a kid, walking half a mile feels like you're walking 100 miles. So it's
Sure.
far. Your world doesn't quite expand at that age. So there's
Yeah.
a lot of guys that took me under their wing, and it was really cool. And then working in gyms as a kid too,
Mhm.
cleaning up, doing whatever, working the front desk to get access to the gym for free was also all the theme right there, trying to get stuff for free. That's my whole
Yeah.
deal. So, but the one thing I learned early on was funny, and it stuck with me forever. And that's what I was going to say when you said about getting started with your fitness journey. There's a question of when.
Yeah.
And what I hate, and it's a pet peeve, and when I said it the first time, and I was blasted for it by the older guys, when I said, "Well, I'll just get started on Monday," it was like, "What's wrong with right now?" Well, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Or tomorrow, or you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
don't wait till Monday. It's
Yeah.
Friday as we record this. And if you're here listening to this on any other day of the week besides Monday, start doing it today.
Yeah.
Sooner you start, the sooner you get in better shape, the sooner you feel better, and the sooner you get better at training. So that's something. And also at 51 years old, periodization and all these other things, it's almost like starting over again. Of course, with the spine infection, I
Sure.
had to reset my fitness journey completely. So I would, even now in September 15th, as we're recording this, and my first workout was April 13th.
Hmm.
I'm essentially in the same boat as anybody that's starting today.
Yeah.
Think
Sure.
about that. So if you stopped working out, you're starting over with somebody that's never even touched a weight, never even looked at a gym. And that's, to me, it's a very exciting, beautiful thing
Mhm.
that you can always keep yourself accountable. You don't ever
Yeah.
graduate from working out. You don't graduate from your fitness journey. It's never over. Once you get started, if you know I'm in this for life, man, you get to enjoy the whole ride.
Yeah. No, that's good, man. That's good. That's great, because answering the question of when do you start, you answered that now.
Was that the next question you're going to ask?
No, I mean, yeah, like that is totally getting started, because we got to break it down, and like, how do you get started? What do you do to get started? When do you get started? When's the best time to get started? Like, with that said though, like, now is the best time. Friday is a good time. Saturday is a good time. Sunday is a good time. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It doesn't matter. Whatever
Holidays,
day. Yes.
holidays. The
Start.
holiday season's the best time.
Yeah. Start your journey. And I will say though, with one trick that I think some people can use, and this is where some people, I think the idea is great, and why people fall into I'll get started on Monday category, because Monday is the new week and it's a fresh start. And yes, it's better to start immediately, start right now. Don't wait for it. But if Monday works for you and you need that in your head mentally to start with a fresh thing, that's why New Year's resolutions are such a big deal, because everybody thinks it's a new year. The key is that you start it, like, you start now, start tomorrow, start Monday, just start. That's the thing. If you're going to say you're going to start Monday, you got to start Monday. Don't get to Monday and be like, oh, I'll start next Monday. That's where you run into problems, but obviously the best time to start is right now. If you're going to start a new diet, if you're going to start anything, right now, make the commitment to yourself to start that new direction?
This may be the first time, but not the last, where I respectfully disagree with you. You know why? No, because you know why? Because working out or training or doing whatever, obviously you just can't go and loosey goosey and just figure it out and play around. You got to
Sure.
take it seriously. But once you make that decision to do it, if it's a Friday and you have the weekend, you have enough time to talk yourself out of it, to say
Oh, fair.
I got to do this, I got to do that. Once you set it up to have that start of your new lifestyle, you're done. I just feel like
Yeah,
the
that's fair.
calendar stuff gets in everybody's way.
It does.
Also, what I mentioned was the holidays. The holiday thing between Thanksgiving and New Year's. If
Mm,
you can even between Thanksgiving and New Year's or whenever, I mean, that's usually one of the holiday parties and everything. If you can at least do a half decent job with your diet, with your workouts. You're doing it at the absolute toughest time. And then you're going to be super motivated, because all it's going to be from January 1st to February 1st is get back in the gym. Yeah, you're motivated, but you already have the foundation. And now you can go forward. And if you do 100% good and just have your cheat meal on Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's Eve, my God, nothing can stop you.
yeah.
Nothing can stop you. And you're just be like, you're gonna actually gonna be mad that why did I wait till Thanksgiving? Why didn't I do
Right.
it back when those guys on September 15th told me
Yeah.
or whatever we released the Wednesday after that, those
Yeah.
two long-haired wrestlers. Why didn't I just listen to them? That's why I'm a big, like, I just think the Monday thing, unless you have an actual plan, you want to sit there, you have a trainer, you're
Yeah.
being coached, and you commit and you pay that money that you can't back out of it. That's a different story.
Sure.
But if you're just going, why wait?
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with you on that. I mean, I just was just trying to say that is the point is to start. It's really obviously the best time is now. The best time would be yesterday. The best time would be 2 months ago. If you would have started, but the next best time is now. And then just committing to it and following through on it is a big thing. So so when you commit to it, then what? Now what do you do when you start your fitness journey? What would you say to somebody who is pretty brand new to fitness, has maybe never, let's do this. Let's talk about what you would suggest someone do that's brand new, and then maybe somebody who has done fitness before and fallen off.
Well, what I would say that people don't do, I would stress not to do this, is not to look at everybody out there offering training programs, everybody like off the bat. You can
Yeah.
expect you'll get to that point where you're going to try everything, but you really have to pick one thing to start with. And it's always going to move in phases. So, at the end of 6, 8, 12, 16 weeks, you're going to switch it up.
Yeah.
Even within those programs that you're going to follow, usually they have 3 to 4 week phases. You're switching up within the actual regimen. And as I said before, if you have no clue and you have no money, that's the important part. Join Planet Fitness. They have free personal training. Go through that little express workout, get to know the equipment, because that's my next point. You have to be very, very careful. Slow and steady wins the race. Consistency, like what you're saying, boring consistency produces amazing results.
Mhm.
If you go balls to the wall the first week, the first day, the first month, and you get so sore that you can't do it, it's counterproductive. You have to go in there and you have to be careful, and you can't do every single thing to failure. You're building a foundation. I'd
Right.
say do that for the first even 6 months to a year. Ease
Sure.
into it, make it the habit, make it the lifestyle, and then you're off to the races.
Yeah. Yeah. I would agree with you on that. I think finding something that you can do that somebody can, I think one thing you said there was the personal training aspect of it. Now, I know that costs a lot of money and I understand that, but getting a plan to follow, that's the theory with personal trainers. You have the accountability, you have somebody you're going to show up that's going to show up for you, and you invest the money. And so there is some there's real substantial benefits to hiring a personal trainer. I totally believe that. With that said, I understand not everybody can do it. And, like it costs a lot of money to be able to afford a personal trainer. So finding a program, finding a gym, getting a gym membership. If you're brand new to fitness, you can start at home. You can totally do that and start at home and do some body weight workouts and things like that. But I would encourage you to go to a gym somewhere, a fitness gym or a Planet Fitness, like Stevie talked about, or a CrossFit gym, or a mom and pop gym, a boot camp gym, any of these gyms that can give you a path to get started on. Because if you're brand new and if this has never been a thing for you before, it's easier if somebody's just telling you what to do. I know that there's a huge benefit in just showing up, and then you do the workout of the day, and you have a coach there, and it's worth it. It might be a little pricier to get that membership, like at a CrossFit gym or something like that. But you show up, you do that work, you have a coach that walks you through it, that helps you learn the positions, learn the techniques, learn the movements, so that you aren't completely lost and overwhelmed with getting started. And so I would highly encourage anyone that is brand new, never done fitness before, to find a trainer, find a coach, find a boot camp class, find a CrossFit gym that you can get started with, that will kind of hold your hand through the beginning process, because I think that's really important as you learn about fitness.
Yeah, I would agree with you about not, for most people, I would agree not to do your first phase of your fitness journey at home.
Sure.
Too many distractions, too easy to not work out, too much going on, dishes in the sink, stuff to put away, clothes to
Yep.
do. There's too much that's going to take you from it. If you can hop in the car, or if you're close enough, that'd be great to walk to the gym.
Yeah.
But if you hop in the car and legitimately go there, and you are carving out an hour or maybe two, if you got to, shower, go to work, all that stuff, you're literally making the commitment. Because
Mhm.
once you leave that home and get in the car, there's no turning back. There's no distractions. There's nothing that can get in your way. Now, you eventually can get a garage or a home gym, because now you know how to compartmentalize what you need to compartmentalize.
Sure.
But that first 6 months to a year, it's paramount. And I would say, I would initially say Planet Fitness and their trainers, but they're certified to a degree generally, but they can have an online cert or something. The CrossFit people are certified by a standard, right? So
Most of them,
there,
yeah.
that is definitely something of, plus knowing the why.
Mhm.
Okay, well, you have me doing this thing with the PVC pipe and all this stuff and moving. Why am I doing it like that?
Right.
You'll get a better explanation out of somebody doing that. Plus the fact that when everybody's doing the same workout as a group, the motivation, the encouragement, and you're literally not alone
Yeah.
in your workout. That's a big deal too.
Yeah, I think you touched on something there with the class mentality for somebody getting started out is a big deal. And when you can show up to a class, there might be a slight intimidation factor, but for the most part, when you go to a class like that, people are encouraging. People are going to help you. The gym can scale to fit your needs and where
And
you're
they're
at.
just as scared and nervous as you are.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. It's totally true. And so, when you're starting out in your fitness journey, getting that kind of coaching from a class is very important to help you get started. And what's kind of cool is a lot of gyms offer a free week, or they offer the free class for the first class so you can go test it out, And so that's a great way to get your foot in the door and learn and see if you like it. Everybody's got to find what fits for them. CrossFit, in my opinion, is a fantastic way to start your fitness journey, fantastic way to live healthier every single day, but it's not for everybody. I understand that. It would help everybody, but not everybody's going to gravitate towards that. And that's totally cool. A boot camp class is a great way to go. I know my wife has had a lot of success with the boot camp class. A lot of women have a lot of success with female only boot camp classes. So that's, a way to go. A Planet Fitness with a personal trainer there, if you feel like that's going to be the best fit for you. It's just finding what's going to work for you and get started with that first class to learn the ropes and learn the basics of, fitness.
I would say too that if it doesn't work out for you at that first gym, or maybe even the second, or it doesn't feel like a good fit, that's going to happen. All you got
Yeah.
to do with your mindset is just say, okay, I got those one or two gyms out of the way. I think this one will be it. Don't get discouraged and shut down your entire fitness journey because your gym. And here's a little tip too. I used to do it all the time. No matter how much I liked the gym, I'd switch up every 6 months to a year to another
Mm,
gym. You
sure.
just need a fresh look. You need it gets stale and you do not want your fitness journey to feel mundane and routine. You want
Sure.
it to be exciting to some extent. And if that's, when your membership's up, you go to a different gym for another 6 months to a year, that's great. If you do your home gym and you want to split that and maybe for a few months go to the CrossFit gym and then come back to your home, you have to always be kind of moving around in a way to keep it exciting and keep it fresh. Even if the workouts are the same, just
Yeah.
having different walls, different equipment, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah. No, I like that idea. That's a great idea. Changing it up. And at the beginning, most gyms offer a free workout. So you can get a lot of free workouts if you change it up too, depending on how many gyms are in your town.
It just do my trick when I used to be on the road and just say, I'm looking to move into the area. Can I get a free week? And they give it to you. Just try that out.
Oh,
Now
shoot.
in these uncertain times and with the economy, most places do still try to charge you that day pass or just
Yeah.
like in Planet Fitness and other places, they don't even offer day passes anymore. You got to sign up but you can
Mm,
cancel like the next day or a week
sure.
anyway, and they're prorated. But just be careful. Some places may not offer it, but you know what? For the 10 or 20 bucks you spend maybe for the day or the week, it's worth it to know if it's right for you or not. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. So, okay. So that's somebody who's brand new starting out. What would you say to somebody who has been in fitness before and had a fitness journey, but maybe just fallen off for the last 6 months and is looking to get back into it? How would you suggest somebody get started there?
I would say that we're going to cover this in the next episode. So now we have a preview. Now we've really grown. These are fitness influencers, YouTubers, and other people who have programs and other stuff, or at least have a presence as an information source, who we follow. And we're going to talk and kind of give you a little bit here and there. But I'm going to I uploaded the video. It's going to be live today or tomorrow. The Force USA training app is one of the newest apps that I had. And for being even a new app, it's pretty mature. So basically, I'm going to start doing this myself and
Mm,
follow one of the programs. You have your individual apps that will track your weight and then ones track workouts and then other ones do this and show progress. This one here has it all right here. So I
mm,
really think if you can find an app, also we were talking off camera about RP Strength.
sure.
He has a YouTube channel, but they always have an AI app, like an AI based
Mm,
app that for diet and workouts. It's really quite fascinating. I may even try that one. Jeff Cavalier with Athlete X is another big one on YouTube, but he has great programs. He used to be the strength and conditioning coach for the Mets. These are the kinds of things when you do have experience, it becomes really exciting because now you can look and see what's a good fit and also know, yeah, I'll do Jeff's Athlete X. I did two of his programs,
yeah,
but eventually it comes to an end and you got to switch it up and try something else.
sure.
There's no like one side CrossFit has its calendar year type things where workouts come and go, but
Mhm.
it really is like a new workout, not only every month or a year or whatever, but almost every day.
Yeah.
So and you can even get an app. I had the Tribe workout of the day app for a
Oh,
while. I was trying way back.
yeah,
It's almost gets to the point of the paradox of choice. So
sure.
when you have more experience, it's almost harder than a new person who just says, okay, Planet Fitness or CrossFit. When you have
Yeah.
experience, now you're sitting there paralysis by analysis, and you're like, holy shit, what do I do? There's so many different. Well, I mean, what would you say somebody who's experienced and says, okay, I want to kind of figure out what the next fork in the road is and which way I go?
Yeah. Yeah. I think, before you jump back into it, I would take a just a quick minute and figure out why you fell off in the first place. That would be the one thing I would say to someone that has fallen off of their fitness journey. Like, what was it that made it fall off? Did you get busy in life? Did you have a big life change? Did something
Be
happen?
honest with yourself. Be
Yeah,
honest.
totally. And having that self-assessment of what happened last time? Why did I fall off last time? So that going into this new restart of your fitness journey, you don't do that again, right? Like, I've had people where they started a new training modality and they're like, okay, this is cool and it sounds cool, but then it gets hard and then they don't like it. And so then they just fall off and then they don't do fitness anymore because that was hard. And then next thing you know, they're trying to jump right back into the same thing. You know, it's like, it's just crazy. It's like somebody who is a bodybuilder trying running and then falling off of their fitness completely because they didn't like running. And then 6 months later thinking, oh, I want to go back to running. Well, that's what made you cancel it or stop working out in the first place, you know? So that's the thing that you really need to address, in my opinion, is address what it was that stopped you the first time. And then let's make sure that we don't do that again when we restart the fitness. So that would be the first thing. So just mentally prepare yourself and get to the point where you know how to overcome those obstacles, which if you want to learn a little bit more about overcoming obstacles, go to last week's episode 27. A little plug for that. There we go. We're getting so much better. It's great. We had a preview for next week, a throwback to last week.
Yeah, recaps and previews. It's like watching Raw.
I love it.
Anyway, yeah, I was trying to think like, yeah, there was a few months there this year where I didn't work out, and I just have to figure out like what went wrong with that.
Well, yeah, you had a spine
Oh,
infection, so
yeah,
that's
almost dying.
let's try not to do that again, dude. See my point there?
Hey, it wasn't my choice in the first place. It wasn't like I said, hey, look here, bite me right here, and then all right, let's wait 8 months and see what happens. Seal this sucker up, admin.
Shoot. So I would address that and then figure, like you were just talking about, there's so many influencers out there. There's so much free content for workouts out there that I would, if you have experience and you know a lot of the movements, and let's say maybe you have a home gym or you're going back to a gym, find one of those workouts that you can follow for a month to 2 months to 3 months. You know, like there's so many things that are available out there that you can just plug right into, go back to the CrossFit gym, go back to Planet Fitness, and then follow a workout routine because you're comfortable with it. But I would do a little bit of digging to find something that you're going to resonate with. You know, check out the influencers that are on YouTube and that are on social media and see what kind of stuff they have, but also make sure that they know what the hell they're talking about, because you don't want to follow somebody that's just full of shit. And so check that out. Make sure that you're getting something. And a lot of people have free 30-day workouts that you can get. They'll give you a free program for 30 days.
You guys building one right now.
Yeah, you know, like it's true.
There's planning one for each and every one of you out there.
It's funny. I do some research and I do some digging, and I just checked out one the other day. There's this guy, Jason Khalifa, who's big in the CrossFit world. And if you're a CrossFitter, you've probably heard the name. He was one of the top guys for a long time. He's got a free program that you can get for 30 days. And then anybody that you can download, and it's 4 weeks of training. Pretty cool, right? And it's free. If you sign up to his newsletter, you get it for free. And then there's other like apps that you can get that you can do a 14-day trial or a 30-day trial. You get them for free. And so I would, if you're restarting your fitness journey, don't try to do it on your own. Don't try to just jump back in and come up with it all on your own. Eventually you can get to that point where you're programming your own workouts, doing your own stuff. But when you're restarting, I think it's really important to have a guide, to have somebody help you get started, whether it's just a PDF that you downloaded or an app that you follow, or apps that are already on your phone, like Apple Fitness Plus. I think that's a great one. I use the Center app for a long time. You know, there's just so much that's available. Just pick one and go with it for the first month, 2 months, 3 months, and get started that way. That would be my suggestion there.
I think the word, and you used it a few episodes, a few different episodes, is foundation.
Yeah.
Talking about restarting or starting in general, you think of building that foundation. And then when you get to that point, now you can start spicing it up a little bit and doing different stuff. But if you don't have a good foundation, like I said, about, the spine infection and everything and recovering from it, I was forced to re-engage with isometrics to get mind muscle connection. And that's after decades of working out. It didn't come naturally again. And now, like, I even tried to do seated rows today, fairly light. I wasn't ready. So what do I do? And you might be, you might be there. Everybody gets there once in a while or has a bad day. And they're like, okay, all right, that didn't feel great. I tried something. Did I forget the foundation? And I did. And I was like, you know what? Why don't I just go and do isometrics with the Bulwark or the Isomax or the other devices I have? I would have got just as much benefit instead of that dynamic movement that kind of bit my lower back a little bit. foundation, the foundation, say isometrics and other stuff, or body weight, or you want to do something like P90X and follow along or whatever, that could be your entire of your fitness journey.
Yeah.
You could be like, isometrics are great. I can just do 6 sets of 6, 3 days a week, and go out and surf and run and bike and be active. And I feel great. Don't need
Yeah.
any more than that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Hey, I just like to get on there, get in the pool and swim every day. And that's what I never get tired of it. Perfect.
Right.
We're not telling you got to do everything.
Right.
Find something you like. And if you stick with it and you're not bored and you keep progressing at it, who's to tell you that's wrong? Nobody.
Yeah. No, that's a super solid point. The foundations, I'm a huge advocate of whatever you're doing is understanding the foundations and sticking to the foundations of whatever it is. And so in the fitness journey, you can't go do a hang power clean without understanding how to squat first, right? Like you can't do that. And the foundation of the movement is doing a squat. You're not going to go squat 500 pounds if you can't do a free squat. If like you're just not going to do that. And so you have to understand the foundations in your fitness journey and your nutrition, no matter what it is, you have to build a solid foundation. I mean, and it's not just your fitness journey, it's life in general. You got to build a solid foundation for your business, for whatever you're doing. The solid foundation is the most important part to build on top of. People have used the analogy, you can't build a nice house on a shaky foundation. You're not going to build a skyscraper on a tiny foundation. You got to build a super, super strong foundation to then grow on top of, and specifically in fitness. And that's why, I think both of us would say, like we said, to somebody brand new starting out that's never done fitness before, you don't have a foundation of fitness to build. Yeah. Yeah. I need that. but you don't have a strong foundation of fitness to build on. So when you're brand new, going and building that strong foundation will then create more freedom. Stevie and I both have home gyms. We work out at home all the time, but had we not had 10, 20, 30 years of experience in fitness, a home gym probably wouldn't make a ton of sense for us right now. So anybody brand new starting out, building that solid foundation. And then for anybody that's fallen off, restart that foundation, firm up that foundation, get back to the basics of fitness, and then go out and try to do a hang power clean or, a snatch or anything like that. But you can't do those movements without having a strong, solid foundation.
I'll make this point there. By the way, when you get to a certain age, you shouldn't be even squatting 500 pounds anyway, because there's a whole nother restart to that. You're always starting over and always reassessing.
Sure.
But I would ask the question to everybody out there. It's the final point I'll make on it. What's the rush? What's the hurry? What are you in such a hurry for?
Yeah.
Your fitness journey, if you're truly convinced you're going to, God willing, be on this planet for however many years, decades, whatever, where are you rushing to? What do you enjoy it? Take your time. That's what it's there for. If you know you're going to be working out for 30, 40 years or however long that you're blessed to be here, why are you rushing? A year is nothing. It's nothing in your fitness journey.
Right.
That's the last point I'll make, because it's just, you're supposed to enjoy it. And I'm guilty of not enjoying it, of watching the Rocky training montages and thinking I'm getting in shape for some kind of fight against some Russian that's in my mind. But enjoy it. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey of life. Enjoy the fact that you're able to, I put up on Instagram today that a few months ago, I couldn't even take the steps I was taking in that video. Those 4 or 5 or 6 steps, much less stand up.
Right.
And that's never going to leave me. And in my mind, what I believe, people can believe whatever they want. God put that obstacle in front of me. Once again, watch the last episode. God put that obstacle in front of me because maybe, just maybe, I wasn't grateful enough for the health that I had throughout 30 years of wrestling and trying not to have the health, trying to beat my body up, and I was still relatively healthy at 51.
Sure.
And had to remind me that, dude, we can just take it away at the snap of a finger And when I give it back to you, I want you to appreciate it. And I want you
Yeah.
to pass along that gratitude to others. And I
Yep.
do.
Yep. That's good, man. That's good. That's very good. And so, yeah, my final thoughts on the getting started on your fitness journey is that foundation piece. Go slow. Don't jump in and do all of it at once. Try to take over the world at once. You know, like it's going to build that boring consistency brings exciting results. That's something that I say. I even have a t-shirt that I printed that I have that says it. Boring consistency brings exciting results. And it does. It's boring. I get it. And in the world we live in, everybody wants to have that dopamine hit. Everybody wants to have something exciting. I understand it. But if you just shut up and do the work every day, show up, do the boring work every day, you will get the results you're after. It's going to take a long time. I think for people just starting out, if you've never had a level of fitness before, it's going to take a while to develop a level of fitness. You're not going to turn into the fittest human on earth in a week because you started working out. You might feel like you are because you started working out, but you're not going to be. If you're trying to lose weight on that fitness journey, you're not going to lose all the weight that it took you 25 years to put on in 5 days. You know, it's going to take a while to get that weight off. If there was a pill for that, it'd be great, but it just doesn't exist.
There's a shot for it too, but we got an upcoming episode on that. There's a preview on that one.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, so like, it's just having that self-assessment of where are you at before you start your fitness journey, knowing where you're at, setting clear expectations of what your results can be will help you not get discouraged, not fall short, not fall flat, and continue on that fitness journey until you have actual success from it. But it just goes back to the foundation, the fundamentals, sticking to the basics. That keep it simple, stupid. You know, like it's super easy. It's super simple to do it. You just got to put in the boring work so you can get those exciting results.
Okay.
Cool.
Now your nice, quiet, calm voice got everybody. Let's go. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Let's go. There. Send it with that.
Oh, I love it. Oh, that's awesome. That's a great way to end the show.
Hey, do it now. Okay. There. Cool. I'm sweating. Got fired
Look
up.
jacked, by the way.
I actually, when we do the show, talking about working out, my heart rate, I want to work out. I get pumped up. See, look at the red hands.
Oh, that's great. I love it. All right. Well, hey, everybody, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of the Big Fitness Show. We appreciate you. Check out the new channel. We're putting out content consistently, like we talked about at the beginning of the show. Please share, let everybody know, help us share the mission and help other people get started on their fitness journey, because Stevie and I are just two wrestlers trying to help people live healthier every single day. So with that, for myself, for Big Stevie Cool, thanks for tuning in to the Big Fitness Show, and we will see you in the next episode.
Let's go.